got a new Pro 5.0 shifter for a GMT5, which the car has a T5 world class. I believe it comes from an 89 Camaro. So I removed the old one, removed the RTV. It's pretty much ready to go on, but what I have to do is see if I can actually manage to put this boot on here, because I don't have another boot to go and cover this. That's one thing. Another thing, this is an old one. I actually had to custom make or whatever. It looks like crap, but the reason it's like this is because the transmission tilts to the side. So in order for the shifter to be straight up, you need to have a little cut like that. And obviously this car did not come with a Chevy V8 or a T5 transmission. So everything has to be sort of custom made. The stock shifter or shift rod was hitting the transmission tunnel. That's why I cut this and did it like that. But it feels like crap. And I never liked the shift feel. And plus it's very tall and I don't want to make another one. So this will be a nicer, should be a nicer feel and a shorter throw, I guess. We'll see about that. It is beveled. The actual shift rod is beveled, as you can see. But I'll see if it actually, if that's enough to keep it straight. I don't know. I don't think so. The kit just comes with this instructions that are very simple, and a set of bolts that are longer. They provide you with these. These are the stock ones. They claim they're stronger or whatever. They're still just, they're the same crap. They're 8.8 grade, which is basically a grade 5. It's not like it needs anything better than that anyway. I'm planning on using the stock shift knob. Well, this is not from a 240, I believe it's a 280, but it's a 5-speed. That's why I want to use it. Problem is that the threads are tiny compared to this. These are 16 millimeters on the new one, and this is probably like a, I don't know, 6, 7, something like that, or 8, I believe, 6 or 8. It doesn't matter. And the shifter had this on the bottom. I mean the shift knob. I removed it. It goes right there. I removed it, and luckily the shift rod actually fits right in here, like so. Now I could use or fabricate something similar to this. I don't have a lathe to do something like this. I looked everywhere to try to find a 16 millimeter 1.5 thread, and sort of a adapter, if you will, spacer or whatever you want to call it. And they don't really make them, so you will have to make your own. And I don't have the time or care to make one, so I'm just gonna glue this on. I know it's not gonna be the best thing to do, but I'm gonna use some of this epoxy and hopefully it'll stay in place. Of course, you're gonna make sure it's nice and straight. But that's it. I'll show you how it's gonna go on, and then I'll go from there. Alright, update on the installation. Of course, yay, it's not easy. As you can see, there's hardly any space to put your fingers through, any wrench, anything. Because this transmission, like I said, it's tilted and it's also not original to the car. So it actually sits a little bit awkward. Anyway, this bolt right over there, you can't even see it. It's impossible to get to. So I removed the actual hex head bolt and used a socket head bolt instead. So what I needed to do in order to get a wrench in, I drilled a hole right here, just a tiny hole, and now I'm able to actually screw it down, and it works. So I'll keep at it, and hopefully I can get this installed correctly. I might need another spacer here for the shifter to sit nice and straight. Even though the lever itself is beveled, I'm pretty sure it's going to sit too far off to the driver's side. And it's probably not going to look correct. It's going to look like it's in gear or something. So I'll see. Well, that's the update for now. So the shift rod is now installed. And as you can see, it doesn't sit nicely. It's leaning back, and it's also a little offset to the driver's side. And the biggest issue is the actual rubber boot. It just won't clear. The holes just will not line up at all. I can force it. There's just right here, the boot itself. It's just difficult to get it to stretch that much, and it's probably not a good thing either. So what I'm going to try to do is make a spacer and see if I can get it to fit a little better. So that'll be the next update. Alright, update number 20,000 or something. So I need to make a spacer, right? I didn't know what to use, and I don't have a machine like a lathe or a mill or anything to create a nice beautiful spacer to fit here. So the shifter will be in line with the stock location instead. So I'm gonna make it out of this square aluminum tubing. I'm gonna drill a couple holes, and I'm actually gonna tap these holes for an 8mm 1.25, I believe, thread pitch. That's the one that's already on the shifter in the car, and that's what corresponds to this bolt that came with it. Yeah, I don't know. Pro 5.0 uses metric stuff and also imperial stuff on other bolts, so I don't know. I did not design that, so whatever. But we'll see if it holds. I made a test on these threads. I tapped these two holes, and it seems to be holding well. I'm gonna use some thread locker and all that good stuff. I'll show you when I'm done. But anyway, that's what's gonna turn into our spacer. Imagine if this was the actual shifter. Holy crap. Big shifter. This is plenty strong for sure. But anyway, I'll just keep working. Peace. Well, update 3 million. Now that was a fail. Sure, threads. The threads are actually okay. They work and all that. There's two concerns. One, it's only like 3 actual threads. 3 or 4. That's one thing. Second thing is that since I don't have a drill press, a mill, or anything like that, this is as accurate as I can get. And the bolts, once they're screwed in, they're fairly straight, but they're not perfect. So what happens is that when you go in to screw it on the actual shifter right over here, it binds. And that's the last thing I want, for the threads on an aluminum piece to bind, because then it'll just strip and then they become worthless. So now my idea, I only have one solution. It's to machine by hand a spacer out of this round stock. I don't know what this one is. I think it's 6511. Yeah, that's probably easier to machine by hand than 7075. That would be nice. How the hell am I going to do that? I don't know. Because not only do I want to machine a spacer that is square or flat out of a round stock by hand, but I actually want to bevel it a little bit, so the shifter, right now it sits kind of like this instead of straight. So like that, it will be straight, I guess. So it sits a little bit like that. I want it straight. So that means I have to make the machine part a little beveled. So we'll see. I'll try. Yep, that's upside down. There we go. So that's a quick sketch of what I was trying to say. So that's the lever that's actually connected to the transmission. And this is the actual lever, or this, the rod. So it sits kind of like that. That might be a little exaggerated, but it's also sitting back like that. So that's what I want. Something straighter and overall straight. So it looks like it's in neutral when it's in neutral. It doesn't look like it's in first gear or whatever. And it's also going to clear the shift boot or the rubber boot a little better. It's going to make it look cleaner or more stock looking, instead of looking like some imbecile did it. Anyway, so I need to make this spacer. So it has to be something like that, out of aluminum, which I have here. So how the hell am I going to do that by hand? I don't know. But that's it. That's the update for now. Alright, until next time. Just wanted to show how I'm cutting this. Yeah. Okay. So far so good, but it's dangerous. Yeah. See that? Ah! Well, this is it for now. And I'm going to call it a day. You know what? I broke a blade. Good thing I had another one. This little piece is going to turn out to be amazing. Or maybe just a complete failure. Yep, we'll see. Gotta drill some holes, and they gotta be straight as heck. So, I need to go and get me a drill press, or borrow one, or something. I don't have one, and I don't have the space for it. As you can see, there's very little space here. I can't even have that circular sander up here. This sander. So it's on the floor. Anyway, tomorrow will be the day when I finish this. I think. I hope. We'll see. Later.